Hello students, today we will see the next topic is UML architectures in requirement modeling. Here visualizing, specifying and constructing and documenting a software intensive system demands that system be viewed from number of perspectives. See these figures, here is modeling system architectures. There are four types of the views here describe. First is a design view, then second is implementation view, then deployment view and process view and use case view. In this figure we have to significant some decisions about the organization of software system, then selection of structural elements and their interfaces by which the system is composed, and their behavior as specified in collaboration among the elements. Here the architectures of software intensive system can be best described by the five interlocking views, and each view is a projection into the organization and their structures of the system. It is also focused on a particular aspects of the system. Then a designs view having some class diagram and object diagrams, then implementations view having component diagram, deployment view having deployment diagrams, and interactions view. Here this is the performance, scalability and throughput. Then we will see one by one. First is the use case view. This first here in middle section, this is the first. The use case view of system encompasses the use cases that describe the behavior of the system as seen by its end user, analyst and tester. This view does not really specify the organization of a software system, rather than it is exists to specify the forces that shape the system architectures. With the UML, the static aspect of these views are captured in case of like the use case diagram, and the dynamic aspect of this view are captured in the interaction diagram, state diagrams and activity diagrams. Then here second is the design view. It is the view that shows how the functionality is designed inside the system in terms of static structures and dynamic behavior. It captures the vocabulary of the problem space, solution space. With the UML, it represents the static aspect of this view in the class and object diagram, and also dynamic aspect are captured in the interaction diagram, state chart diagrams and activity diagrams. Then third is implementations view. In this view represent the organization of core components and files. It is primarily address the configuration management of the system releases. With the UML, static aspects are expressed in the component diagram, dynamic aspects are captured in interaction diagram, state diagram and activity diagram. Then deployment view, it is the view shows deployment of the system in terms of physical architectures. It includes nodes which form system hardware topology where the system will be executed, and the primary address the distribution, delivery and installation of the part built in the system, physical system. Here the system encompasses node and system hardware topologies on the system will be executed. And interactive view, this system having shows the flow of control among the various parts including possible concurrency, synchronization mechanism, and this view primarily addresses the performance, scalability, throughput of the systems. And its static and dynamic aspect are expressed the same way as the design view, but focus more on the active classes that represent these thread and processes. These are the modeling system architectures. Then next concept is structural modeling. A model is a simplification of actual reality, and the model provide exact blueprint of the system. A model may be structural, emphasizing the organization of the system, and it may be a behavior emphasizing the dynamic of the system. Then structural models of the software display the organization system in terms of components that make up that systems and their relationships. Then structural models may be static model, and we show the structures of the system design or dynamic models, and which also shows the organization of the system when it is executing. Then UML structure diagram depict the elements of the system that are independent of time and that convey the concept of the system and how they relate to each others. And the system modeling is used to determine which elements and their relationships collaborate to constitute the construct and how these elements interact to provide functionality to the end users. And the structural model is formal way of representing objects that are used to created by a business system. Here the structural models may be static models, and which also shows the design dynamic models, and which shows the organization system of this when it is executing. Then it having a first model is use case model. A use case model used to interact with the system to solve a problem. A use case model consists of different model elements. The most important model elements are use cases and actor and their relationship between them. Use case diagrams are used to gather the requirements of the system, including internal and external influences. These requirements are mostly design requirements, and a system analyzed to gather its functionalities. Use cases are prepared and actors are identified. When initial task is complete, use case diagrams are modeled to represent the outside view. Then purpose of the use case diagram: used to gather the requirement of the system. Then second, used to get an outside view of the system. Third is identify the external and internal factors influencing the system and show interaction among the requirements are actors. Then use case diagram consists of four mainly objects. There are actors, use cases, system, and sometimes we can use also packages. Then it having some basic notations of use case diagram. First is actor, and symbol for actor is this type like a stick. And actor models a type of role plays and entities that interact with the subject, but it is external to the subject. Then second is use case. Use case is a specification of a set of actions performed by the system. Then here is this is the symbol for system. If the subject or system boundary is displayed, then use case ellipse, it's visually located inside the system boundary in a rectangle format. Then association, this is the association symbol between actor and use case. An association specifies a semantic relationship that can occur between type instances. Then collaborations in dotted circle, this is the symbol for collaboration. A collaboration specifies views of a set of cooperating classifiers. Then constraint, this is the symbol for constraint. Constraint is a condition or a restriction expressed in the natural language, text on its machine readable language for the purpose of declaring some of the semantic of an elements. Then dependency, this is the symbol for dependency. We have already seen the symbols. A dependency is a relationship that signifies the single or set of models elements required to other model element. Then extend, this is the extend symbols. In angular bracket, write the keyword extend. This relationship specifies that behavior of the use case may be extended by the behavior of another use case. Then generalization, this is the symbol for generalization between actor and use case. A generalization is the taxonomic relationship between a more general classifier and more specific classifier. Then include, here as like same extend, write the keyword here include. It is a direct relationship between two use cases, implying the behavior of including use cases and insert into the behavior of including use case. Then here the symbol for note. Note gives the ability to attach various remarks to the elements. And last is realization. This is the symbol for realization, and realization is a specified abstraction relationship between two set of the model elements, and one represent specification and other represent implementations of the clients. These are the notations for use case diagram. Then we will see the example for use case diagram. Here the use case diagram represent for a student management system. Suppose this is a student management system. Here one of the actor student and another actor is teacher. Here check use cases right here. Check attendance, then check timetable, then check test score, then update attendance and update score. Then students having works like check attendance, then check timetable and check test score. This writes having students, so this is connected students and use case. But teachers having checking attendance, then checking timetables, check test score, update attendance and also update the score. These rights having teachers, so this is connected to teacher sector. And students having no rights to update the attendance, they update the score, so this is not connected here. Then another example for use case diagram is depicting the online shopping website. Suppose this is the online shopping examples, and it having actors, registered customer, web customer, new customer, PayPal, then authentication, identity provide and credit payment services. Suppose this is an online shopping website. Here use cases view items, make purchase, then check out and client registers. When we this includes view items to the make purchase, then here include, and check out the purchases, here also we can use include. Then survey authentications and items views rights having identity provider and authentications and credit card payment checkout. Then these rights, those who having those rights, then this is connected to the actors and use cases. Here PayPal is one of the app for a online transaction. Then second model is class model.